Hi everyone, this is the second month that we're having an ep on where we've been this month. And so for July, we've been a lot of places in July.
We have
Not
been
as
a lot
many
of
as
places.
most other months, but still a fair number of
Not as
places.
substantial as June, but
No, June is just all of those shows
yeah,
in June.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Are you drinking anything, by the way?
I am. I have just a little splash of some Jameson here. I'm been kind of headachy today.
Yeah.
So with the side of, I have some sparkling water on the side. But to keep with tradition.
Yeah.
I
have my old camp peach and pecan whiskey. I'm on another bottle. They're little bottles.
I said I was going to write that down last time and look for it.
God, it is so good.
Next time I go to the store, I'm going to look for that. I don't know if I talked about this another episode or not, but like my new favorite thing is Screwball peanut butter whiskey with a splash of Baileys. And to me, I say it's like drinking peanut butter pudding. It's so good. And I had some the other night, and my husband's like, "What are you drinking?" I was like, "Oh, this." And he came back in, and I was like, "What do you got there?" He's like, "Oh, it's just Jameson and a little Baileys." I'm like, "Why not Screwball?" He's like, "Well, there's not much left, and I wanted to leave it for you."
Aww. That's sweet. I have a whole unopened bottle here. Because I've been on the peach stuff for a while and not drinking Screwball, but I need to.
Around Bono's birthday, I bought 2. I think I still have one left. I don't think I've been. My God, I hope I haven't been through both of them. Really don't think so.
Well, since St. Patrick's Day, I've gone through. I think I had half a bottle on St. Patrick's Day, and I've gone through another whole bottle. So a bottle and a half since St. Patrick's Day.
Since March. We'll say it's not as high proof as like.
No, it's not. It's not.
It goes down pretty smoothly and easily.
Yeah. If you haven't had this is the best stuff ever. Oh my God, it's so good. Next episode, I will be drinking that again. If you haven't tried Screwball peanut butter whiskey, you're really missing out. And they're not a sponsor of ours or anything, unless, they're listening and they want to be, because we talk about them so often.
Like all the time.
All the time. Check them out.
Yeah.
Okay, so July's where we've been. So our first 2 July shows, I've been going to concerts since 92, and it wasn't until 2011 that I first went to a show in July. So forever and ever, July was not a month that I had on my calendar.
Yeah, I had to scroll and scroll. I've been going since 97. Well, U2 concerts.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. By the way, this is all U2 concerts. We're not talking about anything else.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would we?
Like, I had somebody say something on my Facebook the other day about, wow, which shows were these? And I'm like, it's always U2.
All U2.
I don't list any other show. It's always U2. Unless I say a year ago I was at No Doubt or something like that. But then I specifically say that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always U2. But yeah, it was 2011 for me also, which was the 360 reboot.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be in 2010, but Bono had back surgery, and so it was pushed back a year. You remember thinking that was like the end of the world, that we had a concert year that was canceled? I do.
Oh, right.
I posted the saddest stuff on Facebook, like, I'll never have happiness in my life again. I had summer plans, and now I don't have any. Cry me a river 2010, Hillary, because it's going to get way worse.
I mean, silver lining is that we are lucky in the U2 concert world, is that this is not a tour year, that this is like big time break time.
Yeah.
So in 2010, we had tickets.
We did have tickets.
That then had to be rescheduled. So that was a little stressful, because it's like, oh, but that was a weekend show. It worked with my work or this family plans. And now when's it going to be? And will I be able to go? And sometimes I couldn't.
Right. Me too. I had to cancel going to Toronto, but I made it up with an additional date that was Baltimore.
Yeah, me too with Toronto. I don't know that I made it up. Well, let's dive into these shows. My first one, because I think it's the first for both of us. on this
Yeah.
list. I mean, of both. We weren't both there, but it was July 5th, 2011 at Soldier Field in Chicago. And this was actually a really cool show. And this is like one of those shows where I'm like, holy fuck, how did I forget this happened? This was the same week as the 25th anniversary of Greg Carroll's death. So obviously it was on the band's mind. The typical show ending was Moment of Surrender, as the band did, and Bono snipped in One Tree Hill, and then they just decided, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna do it. So they just played all of One Tree Hill to end the show.
Exciting.
And I am pretty sure I have a little amnesia from that moment because I might have just passed out on the floor. Because, like, what the fuck? I'd never heard that before.
Oh, that is crazy.
It was really, really cool. There's some fun videos of it. I'll put those link to that. The show page for that on @youtube.com has videos for it, but I'll put that in the show notes.
Well, our first show together in July was for 360 East Rutherford at Giant Stadium. I don't remember a whole lot of specifics about that show, except that I got a guitar pick.
You did,
but it was,
yeah.
We were in Red Zone. It was hot as hell.
I was going to ask if that was the hottest show we've ever been to.
Ever. I ever. And I had a friend that was, I mean, we didn't see it from where we were, but I have a friend that was like inside the...
We've talked about this in another episode.
Did we?
Yeah.
I have a friend that was inside the, what did we call it then? The ellipse. Inside
like
the
that, yeah.
claw area. And he said that at one point he thought Bono was going to pass out, like his guitar tech or something came over and he like leaned on him like, I can't stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see that, but my friend said it happened. So who knows?
Well,
but I know it was awful. It was disgusting hot.
It was like, it hurt hot. So I just said they ended these 360 shows with Moment of Surrender, but this show they ended with Walk On.
Well, that's what they were supposed to end with. They were supposed to end with Bad and 40 because I have the set
You got that set list, yeah.
And they didn't do it. And that was even worse than...
That was horrific. It was torture.
Awful. Yeah. Someone, and I don't know, that guy just handed me... don't think I asked for it. I don't think I've ever asked for a set list. And
he thought he was doing you a favor, and really he just you're like,
ruined my life. Yeah. Also, God, that was just that show. I mean, it was a great show in terms of camaraderie because we went with my uncle who has since passed away, and I don't know, it was just kind of cool for you know, for two sides of, you know, my worlds to be together like that. But it was just so hot, I don't even remember much except sweating and I didn't want to drink too much because I didn't have to pee a lot. And anyway, it was pretty awful. We had read that we were on Adam's side.
Right. Yes, we were on Adam's side.
Okay, so next up was
one of the greatest shows of all time.
Yeah, just 6 days later. We were at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, which is one of my favorite places ever to go. I love Pittsburgh for shit.
Pittsburgh. Oh my gosh.
I mean, maybe it's not that great for everyone, but for us, we have a really great time in Pittsburgh. And we also go just the Garden Tarts. No one else can come with us.
Yeah.
This was Stephanie was with us.
Stephanie was with us.
Yeah. So that's the exception to the rule.
But she's from Pittsburgh. That worked out. But
and she's one of us, so
yeah. We were standing on like the inside. We had the rail behind us, like the inside of the ellipse, whatever.
It was not where we wanted to be by any means.
No, but we ended up being next to these guys, so I think we were worried we're gonna be like drunk and annoying. But they ended up being like, they like cried half the show and were really sentimental. They were
like weepy fans, like we were.
I think at one point we all hugged like
total strangers. So I feel like I can't say it's my favorite show anymore, but also I feel like the further I go, it's like every show is as good. You know, like I don't generally, for E and I don't have one show that wasn't the best show I've ever seen kind of show.
Right.
So I don't really rank the shows anymore. I did it forever and ever, but this was number
up
one.
there. This is also the show we've talked about this because Andy Rowan was at this show. He is the guy that Bad and Raised by Wolves is written about.
Mm-hmm.
So
his brother is Googie, and his other brother is
Peter Rowan.
Peter Rowan, who's the war boy.
And the boy.
War boy.
Yeah, on the covers. Yeah.
You know who we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll know.
Yeah. Anyway, that was good. This had the set list that we were supposed to have at Giant Stadium that ended with Bad and 40.
40, yeah. What Moment of Surrender, Bad, then 40.
Yeah, that's what the set list said for East Rutherford.
Yes.
So, and I just remember hearing not even just a second of a note of Bad and just being like, but it was like time.
It's happening.
Like then you realized it, then Amanda realized it, then Stephanie realized it. It was just like boom, boom, boom. Which is exactly what happened in Detroit for Joshua Tree with Patti Smith.
Yes.
I was just like, and then you did it was one after the other.
So this is interesting. During that I'll Go Crazy If I Don't Go Crazy Tonight remix, Bono did a snippet of Discotheque, Psycho Killer, Life During Wartime, and Please.
Wow. How is that even?
Well, then Please went in, and then Sunday Bloody Sunday was next. So maybe there was something there.
Yeah.
But, God, I need Discotheque to come back with...
There's no reason why it can't come back.
With all of my soul. Like, there's no reason. 0% reasons why they can't pull that thing off on the B stage.
No reason why.
I mean, if anyone from the band would like to give us, they could leave us a message at anchor.fm/the Garden Tarts /message.
And tell us why, and we'll leave you alone.
Why no Discotheque?
Yeah. It better be a really good reason, but then we'll leave you alone.
Yeah. We'll still ask for it.
Yeah.
We want to hear it.
We really
I wouldn't mind having a discotheque-esque theme song for the Garden Tarts.
That would be awesome.
Just throw that out there.
How many seconds can we play a song without it being... Is there an amount of...
No, technically 0 seconds.
Okay, gotcha.
There's no leeway.
Gotcha, okay.
You'll hear otherwise, but I have done quite a bit of research.
I believe you. Okay, so
I also used to work in that industry, so...
So then, next up, I had 2 shows in Toronto for INE on July 6th and 7th. And also for a really long time, that second show in Toronto was one of my favorites. They played in With or Without You. They, for the first time, as far as I know, that tour, We'll Shine Like Stars. And it was just so exciting. Amanda and I cried, and then they did All I Want Is You, and we cried, and it was just really amazing. Now, the show on the 6th, the day before, I can say for that, I've never been to a show where Bono's voice was better than that night. Wow. Ever. He did, like,
even now?
Yes. He did Every Breaking Wave, and I swear he did this, like, thing with notes. Like, I think our friend said it was like his Whitney Houston moment.
Oh my god.
Like, he had so much control of that, of his voice in that. And the next night, like, I have my camera, like, I'm recording every second of this, and he didn't do it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but so also the first night, there apparently was a cover band out there somewhere, and Bono got him up on stage, and he and Adam and Larry got off the stage. Edge stayed on stage for some reason, but they were, like, sitting at the end of the...
Oh, I've seen pictures of that.
Stage, like, with their arms, like, leaning on the stage. It was really cute, and I also feel like, you know, Bono says he's never been to a U2 show before. He's been at them, but not to them. This was the closest he got.
Yeah.
to being to a YouTube show. Right. But those shows where it was hot waiting outside, and we had some interesting things happen. One was the day of the second show, this car pulled up and it was stuck in traffic and it sat there for a good like 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden the window rolls down and it's Bono and people go running towards the car, and Amanda and I are just like, yeah, we're not even gonna
try.
Yeah, it was like a stampede. Also on that second day there was a lady. I think Amanda referred to her as a handsome woman. She looked like Jimmy Page, like no joke.
Interesting.
Yeah, and anyway, she was with us, and we tried to be nice and talk to her. She sat by herself all day, read a book, wouldn't talk to us. And then we saw her. She had like our exact spot on the other side of the stage. But anyway, those were really super funny things. And then on July 10th and 11th, I saw shows in Boston for I&E, and those were really impromptu. Like, I don't think I've ever gone to a show. Like, I went without tickets, and luckily, it worked out, but barely did. I mean, I was sweating it. And those were really good shows. I think it was, like, the anniversary of Live Aid.
Okay.
And so Bono did this really cool version of Bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
Really cool. And I think he did it both nights and said something about Live Aid, I believe. I'm not looking at notes. This is off the top of my head. Yeah. I guess I should look at notes.
It's okay.
But those things I remember. We had a lot of Fireball during that show.
I miss Fireball during shows.
Yeah. Yeah, he sang Bad, but I remember it. Let me see. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't mention that, but I know it was. I know what happened. And then, I don't know how I did this. We were just talking about this before we were recording. But I went to 6 shows between July 6th and July 22nd.
Gosh.
Of 2015. 2 in Toronto, 2 in Boston, and then 2 at Madison Square Garden where Jenny and I were. Mm-hmm. Together, and those shows were just amazing, as Madison Square Garden always is. For us, I guess.
Yeah, something special happens there for us.
Very special. It's our place.
Different than Pittsburgh special.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah, so the first show, it was the first show, right? Hold on.
At MSG?
Yeah, with Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon and The Roots got up and performed Desire with U2, which was really Desire with Jimmy Fallon, Angel of Harlem with The Roots. And it was really amazing because we had a conversation the day of the show, and I don't know why, but I so remember having a conversation with Jenny's sister Susie, who was living in New York. And she came with her dog and visited us in the
in the GA line.
In the GA line, and for some reason we started talking about who would be your like celebrity best friend, and I'm like, oh, no question, it's Jimmy Fallon, because when I don't want to pack, I watch clips of the Tonight Show.
Right.
Jimmy Fallon, and I really didn't want to pack a lot those weeks, so I watched a lot of Jimmy Fallon, and I said I'm like that. He's my best friend. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're my bestest friend, but Jimmy Fallon, come on.
I getcha. That's fair.
So yeah, we're like buds.
And there had been rumors that there was going to be a guest.
Yeah.
We thought it might be Bruce.
We did. And the other thing with that is I remember us saying, I really hope it's not Bruce. As much as we would like to have seen him, we could not have bared that without Amanda being there.
No, Garden Tarts.
We did say like a little prayer, like, please let it not be Bruce. But I've never been to Madison Square Garden where that hasn't been the rumor.
Right.
Every show at Madison Square, that's always the rumor. Anyway, and sometimes he does. Yeah, so, but I remember, like, there was a guy at the end of the stage that had this big sign that said singer with a broken finger, and it was, like, really big. And I'm like, asshole, you're not obstructing my view, but everybody else's, and put your damn sign down, asshole. And, Bono says something along the lines of, does, someone want to come up here and sing with me, maybe a singer with a broken finger? And Jimmy Fallon had just majorly hurt his finger, I think, like cut it off almost. Yeah. And he had this bandage, and so when I saw the sign and I looked at I could see his bandage. I mean, he was just like, how many people over from us? Like 10 people maybe?
Maybe. You knew it. You figured it out.
I figured it out before he came from behind the sign, because I'm like, I feel like I have a friend that has a bandage just like that on their finger, who recently hurt their finger. And then I was like,
Comes to me, Fallon.
And I felt like either I was freaking out too much that I wasn't speaking clearly, and that's why you didn't hear, because I said it over and over, and you're like, what? And I'm like, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Flipped out, but it took me a while. But he was there for a while.
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure that out. But anyway, that was really cool. I love Jimmy Fallon, and
great.
Really, that day I talked about him.
You did. So if we could go back to my sister Susie for a moment.
Yes, please.
She was really amazing because she lived a few walkable blocks from MSG at the time. And she would bring us stuff. And it was hot as balls on that street. There was no shade from the sun. It was like, if I may choose one of the stupider lines, it was hot as a hairdryer in your face.
Hot as a handbag and a can of mace.
I mean, seriously. But it was fucking hot.
That whole summer was insane.
It was. But we had, all this stuff in the GA line, and we wanted to keep it as long as possible before going in. So she brought like a little cart so she could take it all back to her apartment for us. And we were like, thank you so much. She's like, oh, Jenny, even fans need fans. I'll always be your number one fan.
That was so sweet. She was awesome. She was super awesome.
Yeah.
And for the second show, my friend Kip, who I talk about that from the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there, and he was kind of silly that day.
Right.
But it was great, comic relief when you're hotter than hell. We'd waited to try to meet the band too, which we hadn't been doing that much.
No.
And it was an awful, huge failure.
We made a new friend.
We did. We made a lifelong friend.
Yeah.
Jill.
Hi, Jill.
Hey, Jill. Hey, Jeffrey, who's all grown up now.
I know, he's a grown man. He was a kid then.
Such a kid. He just had his bar mitzvah. No, he had it.
Oh, he had it. No, wait. He is older.
He's way too old. He had just had his bar mitzvah.
He had just had it, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we talked about that, but that was just, I love making friends like that. Like, I have so many friends that I've just met in a GA line or at a rail or, the internet, random places. But anyway, those were really great shows. We were in the same spot for both. We were like, well, we'll move somewhere else. And then we're like, well, screw that. It was a good place last night. It'll be a good place tonight.
Right.
Yeah. So that was, God, those were really, just all those shows were amazing. And then.
And I just have one more. Did you have just one more?
What's next? I have two more. So the next one we went to was Joshua Tree on July 1st in Cleveland.
Which is almost the anniversary.
Hometown. Yeah. It also was the last show of that Joshua Tree leg. It was the last U.S. show until the fall. Also hot as hell. And then there was rain, and I swear all the weathers happened. It's Jenny's hometown. So her kids went and her husband, and then we had like a big extended YouTube family reunion. We had friends from everywhere, California and Illinois and Virginia.
More California.
More California. Moore, Illinois, Ohio. It was just a big group of us, and it was really nice. Like, we had a couple meals together, and I don't know. It was a great.
We ended up on the front rail together.
We did, after a lot of GA drama, which I don't want to talk about.
I did the smartest thing I've ever done in my whole entire life.
Yes, you did.
And that was, I figured out to bring in little collapsing stools for my kids so they could stand on them or sit on them, but mostly stand on them so they could see over the rail and over the stage.
Yeah, they got brilliant. a lot of love in too that night.
They did,
as kids do, which is why I said to you right before Grace was born, I'm like, isn't that the point? Kids
take a kid to a show.
You can get some loving at the rail. Right?
Sadie, who was
3 years
ago, so she was 7. She got, a crew member gave her a set list, which she framed. Well, she asked me to frame it for her. We put her wristband in there, her GA line wristband, and did we have a ticket? I forget if we had a ticket or not, but that's all. She's really, really proud of that.
Yeah.
That was
fun.
I
mean, your kid, like, they can't go back.
No.
I mean, you see your first GA show from the front row, and everything else for the rest of your life is gonna suck.
So, like, a week after that, we went to see a Kids Bop show, which you gotta have little kids to know what Kids Bop is. But it was just like a local amphitheater, and we had like 10th row seats on the side. And we walked up to him, and Sadie, who again is 7, says, "These seats suck."
Right. Of course.
Yes, darling. They were way on the side. They kind of did, but also like relatively yes.
So funny, cute. They were just so well behaved, and
it was the longest day of their lives.
I'm sure. I mean, we do that all the time, and that was an extraordinarily long day for me too.
Yeah.
Just because it was, God, the heat from it, nothing was as bad as Giant Stadium was for 360, but that was a hot show too. And then I have one more show, which I really want to like write up something about this show one day, because it was the most unique concert experience of my life. I don't even know. Mohegan Sun for 2018 in Uncasville, Connecticut, which, you go there because, we all do. No, I would never have gone there otherwise. Yeah, so it was July 3rd. It's an Indian casino, and it's really nice. Like, they have fancy restaurants in there, and it's all indoors. So when you're doing GA, you're like in a mall. Air conditioning, any food you want is right there. Slot machines.
That is amazing.
It was so amazing. But the thing with it is that it was, and I don't remember what let me look it up, the capacity was, but it was the smallest venue I think that they played in many, 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 many years.
Yeah, I remember you looking that up before and not being that stat. But yeah, let's look and see what it actually was.
I don't know. It says it's the show at the smallest venue so far on the tour. Gets to. Oh, they came on late because the Indian chief of that, who is the chief of where that casino is, like, blessed that before the show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he did some sort of blessing or something.
That's
so
crazy.
They were a little bit. Yeah, they were a little bit late coming on. I do remember that. But it was just so teeny, and so no one could get tickets, and I have no idea how, but I didn't even try that hard, because I was like, I'm not going to Connecticut, but they just added a new show, and let's just see what happens. And I got right in and got tickets, and no one else. I never heard from anyone else who was able to get tickets for that show. I mean,
and you're like, well, guess I'm going.
Yeah, like, I wasn't going to go because what the hell? Connecticut. But I'm so glad I did. It was, just it being that small, it had a totally different vibe to it. I don't know how they got this. And I really have thought about this because this place was much bigger than Dublin was.
Bigger
I'm
than
sorry.
the 3 Arena?
I just said that wrong. Dublin was, the 3 Arena was much larger than Mohegan Sun was, but in Dublin they had to build the stage differently.
They had a special stage built.
Yeah.
They had that built for I and E, I think, which then allowed them to go back for E and I. So according to the Google, Mohegan Sun's capacity is 10,000. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
with GA and the stage and stuff.
Yeah, maybe if you have the whole floor as GA, but with the stage, it wasn't. I know it was under 10,000 because I don't remember how much, but I know it was under that because I talked to.
The 3 Arena capacity is 13,000.
It just must be, but 3 Arena though, like thinking back, that place is all open. Yeah. I mean, like where the merch stuff is, the food stuff, it's all just like in one room. Right. And so maybe they couldn't do like the back of the stage because there's like stuff there, business, whatever, food stands or merch or something like that. But that was the 3 Arena was definitely a unique venue too. But Mohegan Sun was just one of my favorite adventures ever. Like I had no idea what I was getting into when I went, but it was just really, and it was just exciting. The whole thing was just very exciting. And I met British friends that we went for drinks with when we were in Dublin.
Right, we did, yeah.
And that was really cool. I made 2 friends there at that show. They were just in front of us in the GA, and we just became, best buds, as you do.
Right. And they're very nice. I was glad to meet them.
Yeah, they're really awesome. I don't know. I will keep saying this over and over, but there's just a special place in my heart for that show. So it was just so unique.
I worked around my brain so hard to figure. I don't know. We might have been traveling. I just knew it was impossible. Yeah. I absolutely couldn't do it, whether it was the date.
It was 3rd. So, I mean, the next day was Independence Day.
Oh,
so maybe you had family stuff. I don't know. But the only person I could get to go with me was my friend Holly. And we had the best time. I mean, we're in the GA line and we leave to go get like drinks at this Bobby Flay restaurant and then hit up Sephora. It's like, that's not your normal GA.
No.
You didn't have chairs or anything, but you sat on a very clean floor that was like polished marble or whatever casino. It was air conditioned and it doesn't get better than that.
That's amazing. Well, maybe they'll play it again someday and I'll go.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I feel like that's a trip to take even if there's no show there because that place was really cool.
Okay.
They had food there was just freaking unbelievable. Anyway, I just love that show. But anyway, that's it. That's all my July shows for now.
That's where we've been in July.
We've been a lot of places. Yeah. I hope you guys find this interesting because it's fun for us to reminisce.
I know.
Here's the thing, though. I won't have any August shows. None.
Let me see. I'm gonna guess that I don't either.
You don't either. There's no way.
Yeah, not a single August show.
Nope. So we got this great idea to do, and then we'll see you in September because
September for sure.
We have nothing. Yeah.
I don't even have that many September shows.
I have
2. I have 2.
I have 3.
Okay, well that'll be a quick one.
Yeah, and then October there's a lot more. I think.
No, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it's still June is our busiest month. I don't have anything in January or February.
Yeah.
And then we can dream it all up again in next March.
Sounds good to me.
We're just gonna keep doing the same monthly where we've been forever. You guys can hear it every year. Maybe we'll have different memories.
Maybe.
Who knows?
As we get older and remember or forget more things.
Right. It goes both ways, because it's like all of a sudden I'll remember some little thing, like I hadn't remembered that. And then it's like, oh, but they played, I don't know, something obscure. And I'm like, I don't remember that.
I don't remember most of it
memories
anyway.
Memories kind of come and go with that stuff. But anyway, yes, we'll see you again in September.
Yes, for this monthly-ish series.
Yeah, we didn't think this through, I think, as well as we maybe should have, but awesome. It'll be fun. You'll stick around.
Well, you'll hear from us before then anyway.
Oh yeah. We've got a lot of content between now and when you're listening to this, whenever that is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Awesome.
Okay, we're done.
A good one.
Bye.
Stay safe. Wear your masks.
Wear your masks. I guess maybe in July in the future we don't need masks anymore.
We will here in America.
I know, but I'm just being hopeful. We don't know what's going to happen after Wednesday. It could be a better place. Who knows?
This is true. We can cross our fingers. I'm not going to hold my breath.
I'm not holding my breath either, but
we'll cross our fingers.
Yes, but until then, until we say otherwise, wear
your mask.
And be sure to sign up for our newsletter and follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
Yes, and leave us a 5-star review in iTunes.
Yeah, and leave us messages if you want.
Just go to thegardentarts.com.
And you can do everything from there.
Figure it all out.
We give our fans shout outs all the time, so
I know.
We're excited to hear from you, and we're excited for others to hear from you as well.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. Well, bye.
Good night. Okay.
That was one of those ones where the band didn't know how to leave the stage.
Right, exactly. How do we end this song?
Wait, what? Hey there, listeners. If you're a U2 fan, you are more than likely aware of the work that Bono has done and continues to do in Africa. It's amazing work, and the exciting thing is you can get involved too. There are 2 simple ways. 1. Go to one.org and sign up to fight against extreme poverty. 2. Visit red.org to shop. What? Shopping helps? It sure does. By purchasing Red branded products, you are contributing to the Global Fund, which supports HIV/AIDS grants in many African countries. As your man says, where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. So head on over to one.org and red.org to join the Garden Tarts in doing our part to end AIDS. Also, we love hearing from people and chatting with people, and of course, we love talking U2. So you can drop us a line on Instagram or Twitter at _Garden Tarts, or you can even email us at wearethegardentarts@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon. If you enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your other U2 loving friends, as well as leave a review for us on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. We would really, really love that. May your music be loud and your whiskey be strong. Until next time, cheers.